All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Look, we all know the feeling. Messy, exact numbers can literally induce panic when you're put on the spot. We run into them everywhere, from figuring out discounts at the grocery store to wrapping our heads around massive statistics in the news. But what if you actually don't need the exact number? What if you just need to be close enough to do the math quickly in your head? Well, that is exactly where rounding comes in. It's the perfect mathematical solution. Today, we're going to break down how to round off numbers using some really simple rules and fun examples that will absolutely change how you look at everyday math. Here is our quick roadmap for today. 1. Why do we round? 2. The golden rounding rule. 3. Scaling up place values. 4. The special case of 5. And 5. Put it to the test. Section 1. Why do we round? Simplifying the messy math. Seriously, imagine the chaos of trying to do quick math in your head with a massive, super specific number. Let's say you're doing a budget, right? And you're staring at something like 1,997. If you've got to add or multiply that exact number on the fly, your brain is just working overtime. It is definitely not practical for quick estimations or casual comparisons. So here's the thing. Rounding is basically the ultimate math life hack. It lets you take a number, tweak it to a nearby value that's significantly easier to work with, all while keeping it really close to the original value. It takes that complicated, jagged 1,997 and smooths it out into a nice, clean 2,000. Suddenly, your calculation is easier to read, way simpler to estimate, and just much faster to work with. Moving on to Section 2. The golden rounding rule. 0 to 9. Do we go up or down? The whole trick to rounding comes down to this one simple split. Every single digit from 0 to 9 falls into one of two distinct camps. On the left side, you've got 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you hit these digits, think of them as kind of weak. They just let the values stay down. But on the right side, you've got 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. These guys are strong, and they literally force your target value to bump up. Now, if you want a foolproof way to lock this into your brain forever, just use this little rhyme every single time you check a digit. 5 or more, raise the score. It's kinda catchy, right? If you see a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you are raising that score and rounding up. If it's a 4 or less, well, you just let it rest and round down. Okay, let's watch this actually play out in a real scenario using 3 easy steps. Step 1, find the place you're rounding to. Step 2, look at the digit right next door, immediately to its right. And Step 3, apply that golden rule. So say we have the number 67, and we want to round to the nearest 10. Step 1, find the tens place. That's our 6. Step 2, we look right to the ones place. And hey, we see a 7. Since it's a 7, which is 5 or more, we raise the score. The 6 bumps up to a 7, giving us a nice even 70. Section 3. Scaling up place values. Let's talk hundreds and thousands. Now, here's where it gets cool. Once you can round to 10, you can scale that exact same logic up to way larger numbers. There's this hidden pattern here. No matter how huge the number gets, you always just look at the digit immediately to the right of your target. Rounding to the nearest 10, look at the ones. Nearest 100, look right at the tens. Nearest 1,000, look at the hundreds. The rule literally never changes, just the scale. And this brings us to what I think is absolutely the most satisfying part of rounding, the zero effect. Once you make your decision and round to your target, let's say the nearest 1,000, every single messy digit to the right just clears out and turns into a perfect 0. Take 4,726. The thousands place is 4. We look to the right, boom, it's a 7. 7 means round up, so the 4 becomes a 5, and then the 7, the 2, and the 6 all just vanish into these beautiful, easy-to-manage zeros, leaving you with a perfectly clean 5,000. All right, Section 4, the special case of 5. What happens when we're smack in the middle? So what exactly do we do when the deciding digit is sitting right smack in the middle? Take a number like 45. That 5 is sitting exactly halfway between 40 and 50 on a number line. It's totally balanced. So logically, which way do we go? Do we drop down to 40 or push forward to 50? Well, mathematically speaking, 5 is officially part of the up group. It breaks the tie. A 5 means we always raise the score. So 45 rounds right on up to 50. And yep, this scales up just like everything else we've talked about. If you've got 145 and you want the nearest 100, you look at the tens place. Wait, Yeah, if we're doing hundreds, we look at the tens. The tens is a 4, so it stays down at 100. But if you were rounding that same 145 to the nearest 10, you look at the ones place, see that 5, and round up to 150. Basically, if the deciding digit is a 5, it goes up every time. Section 5, let's put it to the test. It's your turn to practice. Okay, I want you to actually play along here. Honestly, literally pause this explainer for a second. Look at these 5 exact numbers. Use our 3 steps. Find your target, look to the right, and apply that golden rule. Go ahead, guess what they round to. I'll give you a second. All right, let's review the answers and see how you did. Number 1, 24. Look at the 4. It's 4 or less, so it stays down at 20. Number 2, 76. Look at the 6. That's 5 or more, so we bump it up to 80. Third, 342 to the nearest 100. The tens place has a 4, so it stays down at 300. Fourth is 681 to the nearest 100. Look at the 8, raise the score, and it jumps up to 700. And finally, 3,249 to the nearest 1,000. We look at the hundreds place, see a 2, and since that 2 is in the weak 0 to 4 group, the thousands place stays exactly where it is. We get a nice, clean 3,000. To make absolutely sure this sticks, take a mental snapshot of this final revision board right now. This is literally the whole shebang in 3 bullet points. Find the place you're rounding to, look immediately to its right, and remember the golden rule. 0 to 4 stays down, while 5 to 9 goes up. Try practicing this in your everyday life, Start rounding prices at the grocery store, or maybe the minutes left on your commute. Once you realize you have the power to bend these chaotic, exact numbers to your will, math just becomes way less intimidating. You've mastered the rounding rule today. So what massive, chaotic, real-world data are you going to easily conquer tomorrow? Think about that, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.